his family much success. So thank you. All right, so the first thing that I've got is, and we're live streaming to the world at this point. So anybody that couldn't join us, we are now live streaming. I have an award that I'd like to present before the awards actually get started. So one of the things that we talked about was that you need to recognize your employees. And so if you could put that up. Can I have Brenda Raduli, Rob Totten, Lou, Tawanda, Adam, Scott, John, and Paula join me up here, please. So Rob didn't know that this was happening either. So it's a little bit of a surprise for Rob. So what I want to do, and we've made comments before, is that we didn't celebrate their anniversaries. And so we now want to celebrate 5 and 10-year anniversaries. You can see all the 5-year anniversaries happening right at 6 years. I'm celebrating my 10th as well. Adam with 11, Scott at 13, John with 13, and Paula Cole is the senior in the group with 14 years. So on behalf of Filta and myself, Jason and Victor, I present each of you with a plaque in dedication to service. I enjoy working with every one of you, and the most important part is there's a check that goes with it. So thank you very much. Give me a round of applause. All right, we're going to get a group photo just real quick. So why don't you slide over here, down here. Try to get the whole team in here. Come on, guys. Yeah, who's going down? Hey, Big Bob, come on up here. Jason, you're with me? Yes, you actually went for us. Come on up there.
Where's our Big Bob? Big Bob.
And FYI, we call him Bing Bong and Annual because Jason's job this year was to walk around with the chimes. So he's earned the name Bing Bong. So,
Bing Bong.
All right, guys. One more.
All right, thank you, staff, very much. Thank All right, and get our awards program rolling at this point. I introduced the COO of Filta, now my former title, Mr. Rob Totten, and one of our coaches who's been around. In fact, I'll tell a quick joke, which I overheard, and I'm going to give the author the actual credit for this. Is Mike Powers this morning? It was my son Thomas, who's sitting over there. My son Thomas, who was dressed up as a dinosaur this morning. And Mike Powers called Thomas over, and then Scott over and said, I want to get my picture with 2 Filta dinosaurs. Mr. Scott, please.
So again, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you enjoyed your lunch. It is my privilege to join Scott and the rest of the support team to honor and recognize our Filta excellence. We're going to get started actually first with Adam Blake. So Adam, if you would come up and take the mic from Scott. We've got a special award that we'd like to start off with.
Thank you. So a few years back, Victor, at the end of a conference, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, introduced the Just One initiative. The initial initiative itself was meant for you guys as a means to grow your businesses through referrals, asking each of your customers for 1 referral, thus doubling your business. After that, we expanded the program to actually offer referrals to you for helping us to expand our business. So I think I've got arguably the best trophies to give today. So I'm going to ask Steve Braille and Al Haven to come up, as they both referred new franchise owners to us, John Michaels and JD Duncan, to get their $5,000 awards. And just a reminder, you probably noticed an email a while back that through the remainder of this year, we're actually doubling that incentive. So if you're able to bring us a qualified candidate, they come on board, sign a franchise agreement for the year. We're now doubling that to $10,000. So, good luck.
So okay, we're good. So a couple logistics, again, as you probably noticed, as you come up and receive your award, as we call your name, just come up down the center aisle or however you come up, towards Scott, receive your awards here, and if you don't mind, continue over to Tom, we're gonna take photos too, okay?
And then I'm gonna send you outside to get a professional photo. Well, this is a professional photo. Something always goes wrong in the award system.
All right, let's start with the Fast Start Award, which I think everybody knows. They'll probably be up here a few times, but first one, Jonathan Lee. Come on. Very well. And Steve Bell. My two Detroit guys. Good job.
Turn it back around. There you go. Congratulations, sir.
All right, the awards will not be what it is without the White Glove Awards. These are franchise owners that really keep their organization tight and everything in good order. And so we're really proud to hand these out. So as I hear your name, come on up. Clay Below. Nick Braun. Clement. Trevor Higgins. Chad Howard, you're down here. Brandon Long. JJ Paul. Tom Sullivan. Paul Weisfeld, Tom Robertson. Andrew Seaman. John Carano. Jim White. Steve Johnson. David Hoover. James Rusher. Larry Hoffman. And Gordon Ryan. Thank you, guys.
We're gonna have to have a couple. Everybody?
James.
So congratulations to the White Glove Award recipients. Some of those folks may be coming right back in. At this time, we'd like to recognize those 6K, 1K service awards. And again, as I call your name, before I go much further, if I mispronounce your name, please forgive me. So first, David Davis, that's an easy one. David, come on up, please. Dan Overby. And his partner Maris wasn't able to attend, but gave you Overby. Todd Mayo and Peter Penaloza were not able to make it. Jim Wright. JJ Paul. William Siegel was not able to attend. Ken Nealon, Mike Powers, Philip Gary Bates, don't know what Gary's about. Richard Weiss, not able to attend, and Sean Dyer, not able to attend. And Paul Downs, not able to attend.
No.
Yes, sir. My apologies, Tom Mayer. My apologies. Last but not least.
All right, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Above the lights.
Okay, slide down. Slide down.
All right, congratulations. So these next awards, these men and women have already been recognized. We had our top 11 meeting yesterday, and Tom can probably explain why we have a top 11 and not a top 10 better than I.
I'll explain it.
There you go.
There is a reason. So there is one franchise owner in the system that actually owns 2 locations and has 2 separate franchise agreements in the country. It's Derek Regal. I knew I was going to do that. You and Ken. It's always Melik, and so I apologize. Regal. So in fact, I had to ask Steve Braille, how do I pronounce that this morning? So when I was calculating the top 10, Derek was left out of the top 10, which is the wrong thing to do. So we put the 2 together, and Derek was in the top 10. That created what we now lovingly call the 11th man. And when I saw who the 11th man was, I thought it was absolutely perfect. Special Todd was the 11th man. So hence, Filta now has a top 11, and will always have a top 11 with the 11th man. So that's how it's created.
Thanks, Tom. So I'll go ahead and recognize all 11. Again, Terry Walkerly's not attending. Ethan Cohen and Jason Solowski, Ken Nealon, Mike Powers, John Lopez, Bob Smith, Tom Gibbons, Derek Regal.
You guys come on up.
Adele and Aiden Marati. Aiden wasn't able to attend. Adele. Tom Mayer, and Special Todd Barnum.
These are cool looking. I like this one.
Hey, Bob, you want to make sure that the manufacturer of the
Hey, I think they want to take your picture, so.
Yes, I also noticed these awards are a little different than awards we've presented in the past. The manufacturer of our NFU ETL actually manufactured each of these awards, so they're very special indeed. They were flown over from the UK, so we're pretty awesome. You'll see more like this every day.
We get everybody in? We're gonna do 2 rows.
Yeah, you know you're going to.
So I don't even have to.
One more.
Guys outside.
So these next sections of awards are going to be recognizing top revenue. We're gonna recognize in increments of 100,000 until we get above $1 million club. So starting out with top revenue, the 300,000 club. David Davis, Craig Palmer, Jeff Hanna, Jim Wright, Tony Gianquinto, Paul Reisfelder and family, Jan Brana, Trevor Higgins, Paul Downs, Jim McCormick, yes, please come up if your name is called. Thank you. Pickett Reese. Todd and Peter. Brett Palmer. Brian Sanders. Rusty Ryan. Trent Carlos. Jordan Rogers. Leo Tartaglia. Ron Gopel. And William Stiegel. Let's give them all a round of applause.
Yeah, I know, they're heavy.
Squeeze in, Jordan.
Okay.
All right, out to get your photo here.
All right. Let's go to the next category, the top revenue for 400,000 club. Troy Hine. Tom Rosen. Sam Merrill. Adam Weisbeck. Philip. Gary Bates. Doug and Jessica Baum. I don't believe they're here. Jeff Jeanette. Congratulations, guys. Great, next 500,000 club. John Dyer, Carlos Aneros, Scott Jackson, and Mark Linder. You guys go ahead and come on up. Jim Lillian Bishop.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Send it back down. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do that. Sometimes the best idea is to invite someone and go, this is mine.
Okay, let's go ahead and move to the 600,000 club. Pablo Gracia. Come on up. Alan Whitehead. Daniel and Marius. Daniel, come on up.
We're not getting close to that.
JJ Paul. Great job, guys.
One more. One more. Hey, I'll do one more. AKA JJ.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting higher. 700,000.
There you go.
Rick Clark. Special Todd.
I'll put it up like that.
Great. 800,000.
just gonna send you out this time, so okay. There we go.
Derek Rebo. Aiden and Adele.
Finish it up.
Let's move to the almost $1 million club. It's kind of hard to believe that Tom Gibbons is in this class by himself.
So congratulations, all of those who've been recognized so far. As Tom had opened today with the 50 for 50, we've already got several franchise owners well on their way over that $1 million mark. So I'd like to start recognizing those with the $1 million club. So top revenue, $1 million club, Bob Smith, John Lopez, and Mike Powers. Congratulations.
Now you're in the
Good job, John.
So moving on, top revenue, $1.5 million club goes to Ken Nealon. Congratulations, Ken. So I started 7 years ago, and I think we had $1 million club. So it's hard to believe that we're already going to recognize the $2 million club. But I'd like to go ahead and recognize those folks. Top revenue, $2 million club for 2018. Ethan Cohen and Jason Sadowski.
I'm happy.
So congratulations. So this next section of awards, we're going to recognize 2017 to 2018 year-over-year percentage, highest increase in revenue, and we're going to start out with the $50,000 club. So starting out, we've got Gary Bates. His percentage increase year-over-year from 2017 to 2018 was 386%. Congratulations. We're going to run through all these, and as you're called up, just stay up and take a group photo with these awards, okay? So next, 100,000. We'd like to recognize Trent Carlos, a 204% increase.
All right, 200,000. Adam Weisbeck at 72%. $300,000 category, Pablo Gracia. $400, Carlos Soneros, he is not here. 500,000, $500,000, Alan Whitehead. 600,000, Tom Mayer, 14%. 700,000, Derek Riedel, 20%. $800,000, Tom Gibbons. 14%. And the 900,000, John Lopez, 20%.
So the highest percentage increase over $1 million goes to Ethan Cohen and Jason Sidlowski at 27%. Highest percentage increase over $1.5 million goes to Terry Walkerly at 20%. And the highest percentage increase year over year of over $2 million goes to Ken Nealon at 40%. And the highest percentage increase year over year of 2019 overall goes to Daniel Overbeek and Mary Skirkoff at 150% increase from 2017 to 2020. We're ready for it.
Lopez, all right.
Busy. See you. Nice to finally meet you. Definitely looking forward to work forward. Yeah.
Round of applause. Good job.
And forgive me, not only do I mispronounce names, I can't read, that's 1,000.
1,000%.
All right, so Filta awards for FiltaFry top revenue. So just FiltaFry revenue in 2018. First, second, and third place go to Ethan Cohen, Jason Sidlowski, Mike Powers, and Ken Nealon. Come on, please.
That's awesome. Nice.
See one on the same place a couple of times.
Okay. Filta Bio top revenue in 2018, Terry Walkerly, John Lopez, Ethan Cohen, and Jason Sidlowski.
There we go. We finally got you.
Right? I'll give you one later.
Filta Gold, top revenue 2018. Terry Walkerly, Cohen, and Slavsky, and Bob Smith.
I guess so, right?
All right, let's get the filter drain, top revenue 2018. Palmer and Hannah, Craig Palmer, Edmundo Ramos, and Pablo Gracia.
Okay, next up is the FILTACON top revenue for 2018. Adele and Iden Barati, Greg Byers, and Tom Gibbons. A little bit.
So the most invoiced customers in 2018 goes to Terry Walkerly with 278. And we'll be sending Terry's awards to him. Next category, highest average sales per customer in 2018 goes to Jan Vrana. We'll send his award to him.
Okay, highest per band sales, filter project with people with multiple bands in 2018. Jim and Lillian Bishop.
More vacation.
I don't think he's staying behind.
Highest per band sales, all service, multiple bands, 2018, it's Terry Walkerly. We'll put that in his file. Highest sales, multiple bands, Terry Walkerly.
So these next awards, we'd like to recognize, and this is a great idea. This is the first time we've ever done this at conference. But as we all know, our technicians and service specialists are the lifeblood of our business, and the tenure of our service specialists is also being recognized for the first time. So what we'd like to do is we'd like to recognize our techs and our operations managers with tenure of 5 to 9 years. And when I call that technician's name, and again, forgive me for mispronouncing it, I'd also like the franchise owner, if you're attending, to come and receive the award in their absence or come up with your technician. So we'd like to first recognize Mr. Melvin Myers, that's Kirk Freeman, Jonathan Oriana, Mr. Marati, was that pronounced close?
Yes, that was.
Close enough, perfect. Well, very good. Come up and receive his award, please. Thank you. Brian Henderson, also Mr. Marati, you've got another technician with 5 to 9 years. Matthew Nicholson, Mr. Mike Brooks, not in attendance. Efrain Gonzalez, Ms. Judy Barlow, not in attendance. Jesus Rojo, Mr. Garcia, if you're here. There you are. Come up, please. Tony Burgess, Edgar James, Ethan Cohen, Jason Sidlowski. Oh, my apologies. Mr. Barlow, please. Michael Cook for Mr. Riebel. Grant Otzel, Leo Tartaglia, I don't believe is in attendance. Reginald Johnson, Brian Sanders. Mike, what the tuck, JJ? Chris Cardoza, Sam Merrill. Sam here today? Okay. Mike Braun, Mr. Braun. Joseph Herbert, Mike Powers. And Matt Sirio, Tom Mayer. Let's give them a round of applause.
Nope.
Power spring.
Looks like we have a second page of folks coming up too. My apologies. Matt Cadillas, that's Gail Wisby. Luke Charo, Mr. Pablo Gracia. Cameron Harold, Paul Reisfelder. Marcus Floyd, Medici. Daniel Perez, Tom Gibbons. Sam Williams. Sam Arredondo, that's Ethan Cohen, Jason Sadowski. Walter McKenty, Tom Gibbons. Chris Luciani, for Leo Tartaglia. And those all look like ops managers, so I think we had them mixed up. Are those ops managers? Is that correct? Okay, great. So round of applause. So now recognizing those service specialists, technicians, or ops people with 10 to 14 years. Stephen Brooks for Mike Brooks. Josh Burgess for Mr. Burgess. Notice the last name. I guess it's hard to let your family go or to have them quit. Richard Orpiza, Mr. Ethan Cohen. Is that pronounced close?
Yep.
Richard. All right.
We have a hard time too.
Steve Hunt, Mr. Michael Brooks. Anthony Woodard, Derek Riebel. Ricardo Martinez, Brandon Long. Curtis Ross, Mr. Medici. Eric Reisfelder, Reisfelder family. Joanna Santos, the Reisfelder family. And let's give them a round of applause. Congratulations.
All right, we're moving up to 15 plus years, which is crazy. FILTACON or ops recognition. Tom Robinson, would you please come up?
Is he an ops manager?
He's everything.
Dana McGowan. Brett Alvarez.
Tom put the mic in your pocket.
The amazing thing to me is they're on the same team. 2 15-year techs that are on the same team. Amazing.
Congratulations, guys. So this time I'd like to bring your brand advisory council forward. So we had it in franchise advisory council with CAC anyway, so we're living in the past a little bit. But we'd like to bring Daniel Overbeek, JJ Paul, Lauren Wanko, Phil Bates, Trent Carlos, Pablo Gracia, and Jim Bishop up. And the reason they're coming up is we'd like to present 2 special awards. And this first award that we're going to present, I'd like to actually bring up the franchise owners first. So Ethan Cohen and Jason Solowski, if you guys could come forward, please. And you could kind of mic to them. I'd like to say a couple words before you keep going.
Say a couple words.
How would you like to recognize Sam?
Well, the recognition is for Ops Manager of the Year. And of all the awards that are sitting on that table, this one is probably the most important one. All that could never been done without you sitting by our side day after day, fighting tears, smiling, joking, laughing, every emotion that you can imagine is built into this thing. And we would not be here without you. And we appreciate everything that you do every single day. And we hope we get many more of these with you by our side.
And just a quick backstory of how Sam got to be ops manager with us is about 6-7 years ago. He started out as a technician. And what was different was that I was doing training back then, and Sam came on. And it was like the first night he came out with us. And I just remember like he didn't be able to do the service within like the first night. I mean, so up to then, I had gone through about every single yo-yo, I think, in San Diego. And this is before, pre-marriage, pre-kids, and I was sort of youthful back then. And, but Sam was able to do the service in one night. I mean, and did it quicker than I could, like in his first night. So I knew we had something special. And so, like we obviously brought him on, and then he got lured away by an old employer. So at the time we couldn't match what they wanted to give for him. So he went his ways. We said, good luck, and then we'll keep in touch. So we kept in touch, and Sam came back and did some cyber for us, and kept in touch. And like Ethan and I would talk about, like it'd be cool to bring back Sam in some kind of form, down the line. And I just remember like some of the arguments that we used to have, trying to like figure out how we could afford them, And fast forward to like 2015, and after many arguments, and Ethan begrudgingly opened up his checkbook. Ethan, sometimes it's hard to do, but we were able to actually do it, and here we are now, 2019, and you've been an integral part of the team, and we couldn't have done it without you, buddy. So much love, and congrats on this.
Thanks, man.
So, just never repeat any of the words that you hear your daddy say around the office or and the product, because you might get in trouble at school, okay?
Yes.
You're gonna be in the picture. Come on up. Get next to your dad, okay? The one thing that I want to mention, and I'll tell you this directly, is the reason Jason and Ethan are here today is not because of us, it's because of you. And so when we knew that the award, and just FYI so everyone knows, that award is nominated by you and then voted on by the BAC members. And when we knew that it was Sam and we notified the owners and we said, do you want it to be a surprise or not be a surprise? They said, we want it to be a surprise, but we want to be there. So Jason, who just had a baby, and Ethan, who had been on an 8-week adventure through Europe and is exhausted and looks exhausted, actually got back on another plane to travel across the country. So can I get one more round of applause for Sam?
And for the next award, and Sam started out as a service specialist and technician. So our next award is for our technician of the year, and that goes to Dylan Pothen for Trevor Higgins. And this next award, I'm going to hand off to Tom. Yeah. Okay, great. So this morning you heard me announce, and I've talked to the BAC as well as the owners yesterday on the FILTA flagship. The FILTA flagship is a program like our chairman's club, and there are multiple individuals that are automatically enrolled in that, and hopefully will be enrolled over a period of time. And as you saw, one of the benefits of that was some financial reward in the way of royalty discounts or 6K oil discounts. But as we got to start thinking about the flagship, we thought, well, there should probably be an award that goes with that. And then we would pick one of the flagship members to receive the award. And we picked a member that most represented the FILTA customer experience. So we looked at these things, the same slide that I showed you before. We had to pick somebody that sold all services, somebody that had no or very limited customer complaints. They didn't have the defaults, they were a larger franchise of 6 MFUs. But the thing that mattered most were these 6 things. Did they put filtration first? Did they have great people? Did they promote safety and environment? And did they communicate? And most importantly of all, to me, to the staff, and to you is, do they do the right thing always? Well, when we started to think of that list, there were 1 or 2 names that came forward. But I want to show you what a flagship looks like. Well, first of all, the winner of that is Jason Cohen. I thought I had the slide up there. I'm sorry. So there was supposed to be one other slide, which showed you their snapshot. And if you looked at their snapshot, it would show you green check boxes on every one of the services. And these aren't the intangibles, but these were the items that were kind of the check boxes. Did we check the check boxes? And so you know a little bit more about them. I'm going to actually back up here for just a second because there is something I want to talk about that. So when I looked at every one of those things, you've got Sam sitting here as the ops manager of the year. And this was not the first year he had been nominated. They had nominated him a year or 2 previously. They promote safety. They clearly promote filtration first. They promote environment, but they communicate with customers like I've never seen before. They actually will use an app when they're on site to talk to their customers to go, I think this oil could be filtered one more time. And in my eyes, they've always been trying the right thing. So
Would Jason and Ethan please join me, and Sam, would you join me and your daughter join me? I'd like to present the inaugural Filta Flagship Award to Jason and Ethan. We do have a special box for that. Yeah. Get in here. He's gonna put right on your head.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, yes, let's go.
Yeah.
All right, one more giant round of applause for Jason. Hey, Jason and Ethan, will come with your $25 extra baggage fee, because that's. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and end the ceremony now as quickly as you can. If you will head up to the stage, we're gonna try to get a group photo. We're gonna be bringing a ladder in, so staff, we can do that now. We're gonna move a table or two out. We're gonna go ahead and get that group photo. As soon as we do that, we're moving into our next